Well, we are live at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona to begin qualifying for the 2020 MTWS Championship as the first championship event in almost 5 years. We're looking forward to seeing who will get the #1 qualifier to represent for the championship. Now the trucks are getting ready, as unlike previous years, in order to save up time, it's going to be matchups for racing for qualifying instead of one truck after another, because I wanted to get this done much faster. Because God, I remember, I believe it was the 2019 Vegas event last year, that took like over 40 minutes to do all of qualifying. This should be hopefully nowhere near as long, half the time at least. So now, as the trucks are getting ready, I wanted to talk about some quirks too about the championship. For all of you that didn't know, for the history of MTWS, #1 qualifier in 2009 was Thunderbolt, 2010 was Nitro, 2011 was Blood Rage, 2012 and 2014, the only truck to do it twice is Eruption, and then the last time in 2015 was Outlaw. So that's 4 or 5 trucks that have gotten the #1 qualifier. And here's another interesting quirk, which is going to be very important when whoever got the #1 spot. Outside of Eruption in 2014, the #1 qualifier has either won the championship or was one and done. Thunderbolt in 2009, one and done. Nitro won the championship in 2010. 2011, Blood Rage, one and done. 2012, Eruption, one and done. 2014, Eruption won in round 2 but lost in the quarterfinals. And then last time, Outlaw in 2015 won the championship. So, well, who will it be? Bad luck and be one and done again? Will it be very good luck and be the racing winner, whoever #1 qualifier was? Or will it be like Eruption, break the trend and just win, and just who knows what happens after that? I guess we'll have to wait and see. As we also take a look inside for racing setup, Vegas style racing. It's going to be a lot shorter than it is in Vegas. In Vegas, in Sandboy, I believe the times were normally like 16, 15 seconds, maybe if lucky pushing 14 seconds, but I don't think that's happened in MTWS in a long time. Tonight, based upon the practice we're getting, we're going to be seeing times in the 12 and 13 seconds. A whole second or two shorter than normally. And the trucks gotta be careful too off the jump, because once they hit the jump, they gotta hit the brakes or turn as soon as possible, because they're gonna be going into the wall if they don't stop in time. It's kind of like World Finals 2. So, yeah, they gotta get used to this track. And of course, going into an enclosed section right there, it's gonna be quite difficult probably for the first trucks out. But then again, that's always the case for MTWS. The first trucks out in qualifying usually struggle the most. So, with seeing the track, let's get qualifying underway. So here is the matchups for qualifying that was determined recently a few weeks ago, as it would be starting off with War Machine versus Mad Dog. I feel bad for those two going out first. Then it'll be Yeet Plunder going up against Yeet Plunder going up against Crazy Boy, I mean to say. Shadowrun versus Power Forward, Bling versus Reckless Intent, Crasher versus Blood Rage, Daisy Chain versus Outrage, Wild Ride versus Locomotion, Madness versus Total Chaos, Crazy versus Outlaw, Flying Falcon versus Topsy Turvy, Thunderbolt versus Crusher. Then a big one as Fireball goes up against Nitro, Prowler versus Shatter, Venom going up against the rookie High Flying. Everyone's looking forward to seeing that. Stinger versus Polar Storm, and then another big matchup as Eruption faces Impala, Bone Crusher versus Crush and Run, Night Stalker versus Patriot, Destroyer versus Damage Control, and finally Predator versus the Monster Raiser. So, those are all the matchups. So let's get ready for qualifying. And perfect timing, as War Machine and Mad Dog are at the line. War Machine competing in the championship for the first time ever. Meanwhile, Mad Dog has been very good in I don't know about qualifying, but racing in general in the championship. Remember, it was the runner-up for the championship in 2010, so it can get far, but it's going to struggle probably out here, along with War Machine as being the first ones out for qualifying, as they've done some practicing, but they're still not quite used to this different style of Vegas style racing. So, let's get qualifying for the 2020 MTWS Championship underway as War Machine versus Mad Dog. And here we go. Let's see how they handle this track as they come out on the Thunder Rally onto the track, as they are pretty equal. And here we go into the turn, see how they handle. Both unfortunately went a little wide. Mad Dog really off the side, but Mad Dog got the win right there. As we now take a look at the results, as is a 13.36 for War Machine, and Mad Dog got a 12.99. I doubt those are going to be good times at the end of it, but right now, Mad Dog is our #1 qualifier with 12.99. That was not a good turn there by Mad Dog, that's for sure. Okay, and now up is Crazy Bull going up against Ye Plunderer. Crazy Bull wants to do good here, get the #1 qualifying time, and hope to get its first racing title. Meanwhile, Ye Plunderer is competing in the championship for the first time in 9 years. Let's see how these two will do. As here we go. Crazy Bull and Ye Plunderer going to front early. Ooh, Ye Plunderer rode the wall right there. How about that, as Crazy Bull has the lead. Here we go, though, into the turn. What a great turn there by Crazy Bull. Much better turn than Mad Dog, as Ye Plunderer went all over the place. What a race that was. And Crazy Bull got a time of 12.81, a 13.42 for Ye Plunderer, as Crazy Bull is now our new #1 qualifier, just edging out Mad Dog. I'm surprised because Crazy Bull had a much better turn. Maybe Mad Dog's time wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but Crazy Bull is our new leader. And now up is Shadowrun going up against Power Forward. Shadowrun competing in the championship for the first time since 2015. Power Forward, remember, the 2011 racing champion, didn't do good in qualifying the last several years. We're going to see how it does here. Can Power Forward, a former racing champion, beat that 12.81? We're going to find out as here we go. Much better turn for both of them as they're coming out of Thunder Rally. Dead even so far. Let's see how they handle the turns. Very crucial, as both went really wide right there, but they're actually close right there. And it's going to be a photo finish right there. What a race that was. And Power Forward got a time of 12.92, as Shadowrun got a time of 12.97. So these two are our #2 and 3 fastest times. How about that for Shadowrun right there with Power Forward? Power Forward got the win, but Power Forward's still #2 qualifier. Shadowrun's #3. What a start to qualifying so far. And now at the line is Bling going up against Reckless Intent. Reckless Intent in its first ever championship appearance. Bling's been here before, and we're going to see how they do on this tough track. As here we go. Down in the Thunder Rally. Ooh, Reckless Intent got close to the wall right there. Oh, Bling hit the wall again. Really squarely coming out of Thunder Rally, both of them are. And Bling, oh my god, Bling went really wide right there. That's going to hurt. Reckless Intent off the side right there. Close race, but looked like Reckless Intent got the win. But Reckless Intent with a time of 13.29. Bling, oh my god, 13.33. Reckless Intent got the win, but oh my god, both did really bad. Bling hit the wall and then went really wide right there, and then Reckless Intent right here went off the side right there. Very bad times for both of them. That's going to hurt in racing. Alright, now, so next up is Crasher making his first ever debut in the championship, going up against Blood Rage, the racing runner-up from 2015. And remember, Blood Rage was the #1 qualifier in 2011, so it can get that #1 qualifier again, but will it be enough to take on Crazy Bull's 12.81? We're going to find out. As let's see how Blood Rage can do. Here we go. Into Thunder Rally we go. Really good by both of them. Dead even, but the turn's going to be the decider. So here we go. Nice. Blood Rage went a little wide right there. As Blood Rage a little crooked right there. And it's a tie almost. As here we go. As it's a 13.08 for Blood Rage. A 13.02 for Crasher. Crasher beat Blood Rage in an upset. How about that? Oh my god, Blood Rage, what a terrible time it had. Very disappointing, as it's going to be messing up the bracket big time with that. Okay then, so, next up, Daisy Chain in its first ever championship appearance. Going up against Outrage. How funny too, because Daisy Chain's first ever race was against Outrage. But we'll see how they do here on this track. Let's see how they do. Here we go. As Daisy Chain and Outrage going up to each other. Ooh, Daisy Chain got close to the wall, but they're coming out dead even. Let's see how they handle the turns. As, ooh, Daisy Chain went wide right there. Outrage did a much better turn, but it looks like Daisy Chain might have gotten a win in another photo finish, as here come the times. As it's a 13.07 for Daisy Chain and Outrage 13.20. Wow. Neither of them did good. I'm surprised Outrage had a bad time right there. It looked like they were nearly even right there, and a much better turn, but Daisy Chain got the win, but both had terrible times tonight. Alright, and now up is Wild Ride going up against Locomotion, as this is a matchup we're definitely going to look forward to. Wild Ride, remember, last year was so good in racing, made it to the finals twice, could actually show up here and do very well, along with Locomotion making its first ever championship debut. Here we go for this exciting matchup. As here we go, let's see how Wild Ride does going into Thunder Alley, as Locomotion hit the wall too, as Wild Ride coming out really smooth. Here we go into the turn, and another really good turn right there by Wild Ride. Locomotion real wide, and it's going to be Wild Ride easily with the win. But now the times, as here they come, it's a 12.81 for Wild Ride, and a 13.33 for Locomotion. Wild Ride tied Crazy Bull's time of 12.81. But remember, Crazy Bull got first, therefore Crazy Bull's still the number one qualifier. But Wild Ride is number 2. What a time by Wild Ride. Alright, after that incredible matchup, next up is Madness and Total Chaos. Total Chaos has never made it to the championship before. Madness was here in 2011, I believe it was. So let's see how these two will do. As here we go. Ooh, Madness had the whole shot right there. Ain't that something? As going down the straightaway, Madness with the lead. As here we go into the turn. Ooh, Madness went wide. Both of them went kind of wide right there, but it's going to be Madness with the win, as here come the times, as it is a 13.03 for Madness and a 13.07 for Total Chaos. Very close race they had as Madness got the win, but neither of them had good times, as Crazy Bull still leads with a 12.81, only tied by Wild Ride. And now this is an interesting matchup, as it's going to be Crazy going up against Outlaw. Outlaw, the defending racing champion, never got the number one qualifier, would like to finally get that too, and how about that, beating its rival Crazy Bull. Crazy, meanwhile, this is interesting, as Crazy's done a little bit better in racing over the last few years, and funny enough too, a rematch, because remember, these two went against each other in the semifinals in 2009, which helped Outlaw get its first championship. How will these two do? How will the defending racing champion do? We're going to find out now with this interesting matchup. As here we go, and they're off. Let's see, can Outlaw beat that 12.81 by Crazy Bull and Wild Ride? Here we go, down the straightaway, into the turns, as Outlaw, really good turn. Crazy had a good turn too, but Outlaw will get the win. That was a close race there. Crazy wasn't that far behind, as here come the times, as a 12.94 for Crazy, and a 12.82 for Outlaw. Outlaw, 1/100th of a second behind Wild Ride and Crazy Bull. So Outlaw, the third best time so far. And how about that? Crazy was not that far off. Top 5, I believe, for both. What a race that was. Alrighty now, as we're up for our next race, as it's going to be Flying Falcon going up against Topsy Turvy. These two have been to the championship last time. We'll see how they do here tonight. As these two are pretty good racers, we'll see how they do in qualifying. As here we go, down the straightaway into Thunder Alley. As Flying Falcon cut it really close, but they're still dead even. As here we go, they go into the turns. Let's see how they handle the turns. What a good turn there by both of them, especially Flying Falcon, as Flying Falcon will get the win. Oh, Flying Falcon get a good time right here. As here we go. It's a 12.78 for Flying Falcon, a 13.03 for Topsy Turvy. Flying Falcon is the #1 qualifier now. Are you kidding me? Wow! Oh my goodness! I can't believe I saw Flying Falcon is our #1 qualifier. Are you kidding me? Wow! Wow, I can't believe it. Flying Falcon's our #1 qualifier. As we're getting ready for our next matchup, Thunderbolt going up against Crusher. Regular contenders in Vegas beyond the championship. As Thunderbolt, for all of you didn't know, was the #1 qualifier in 2009, so it has experience getting this far in qualifying. As we're now halfway through qualifying, and still to my stunned surprise, Flying Falcon is the #1 qualifier, and then #2 is Crazy Bull with a 12.81. So far, those 12.7s, 12.8s are the times that beat right now. Thunderbolt been #1 qualifier before, but could it beat it again? So we're going to find out as we're getting the second half of qualifying underway. The time that beat 12.78 by Flying Falcon. As here we go. As they go down the straightaway. Ooh, Crusher got close to the wall right there. Let's see how they handle the turns right here. Very crucial. Their eyes are on Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt went really wide right there and then hit the Jersey walls. Oh my god, that was a terrible race by them. And they freaking tied! Oh my god! 13-12! They freaking tied! First off, that is a terrible matchup by Thunderbolt. That was really, really bad. Very embarrassing, like near the bottom of the pack. But more importantly, I don't think this might be one of the first times, especially in the championship, where the trucks tied in qualifying. I do not remember off the top of my head as this ever happened in MTWS history. So, I've never had a tiebreaker in mind if they tied in qualifying. I guess I'm going to go by, since Thunderbolt had the higher seed in the drawing for qualifying, it's going to get the higher spot over Crusher. I still can't believe they freaking tied, but more importantly, what a terrible time. Absolutely disgraceful time for Thunderbolt. That is going to really mess up the bracket like Blood Rage did. Alright, and now with that out of the way, we got our first of two big matchups for qualifying. Fireball going up against Nitro. As Fireball, very good racer, has not had much success though in qualifying in MTWS's history, but it's going up against the former racing champion Nitro, who was the #1 qualifier here in 2010, so it has done it before. Could it do it again? As we're going to find out. Here we go for our next matchup. And here we go! Thunderbolt, Nitro versus Fireball. Here we go. Down Thunder Alley. They're dead even. Oh boy, here we go into the turns. Let's see how they handle. What a great turn there by Nitro. Fireball went a little wide, and it's going to be Nitro by quite a bit. As here come the times. It's a 12.69 for Nitro. A 12.92 for Fireball. Nitro is our #1 qualifier now. How about that? 12.69 is the time to beat, and what a dominant pass there by Nitro. We still got a lot of very good racers to come still, so Nitro better be ready in the hot seat, because that's going to be a time to beat now, and everyone's going to be gunning for it. And here we go for our next matchup, as it's Prowler going up against Shatter. Two trucks that also historically have not had much success in the championship. Remember, Prowler flipped way too early in its last freestyle in the championship. Shatter didn't even make it to the championship in 2015 last time, and had to deal with the Runners-Up Cup instead. But let's see how these guys do, as I believe there's 8 or so passes left, and the time to still beat Nitro's 12.69. So here we go. And here we go. Prowler versus Shatter. Here we go. Ooh, really cutting the wall close, but nice start. Ooh, Prowler hit the wall right there. So did Shatter right there. Both hugged the wall coming out of Thunder Alley. Here they go into turn. What a dominant turn there by Shatter. Oh, maybe could this be a time to beat as Prowler went up the hill off the side. Here we go. It's a 12.73 for Shatter. A 13.16 for Prowler. Shatter has the #2 fastest time right now. How about that? In just 2 races back to back, our top 2 times have flipped now. Shatter is now our #2 qualifier, but Nitro still has the #1 time to beat. Alright now, but our next up is our next matchup. Venom versus High Flying. Both trucks have never competed in the championship before, but remember, High Flying is a rookie. It has never competed before. How about that? Its first ever event is going to be in the championship. Everyone is very excited to watch this race just to see how the rookie's going to do. So how will it do? Along with Venom, here we go! As here we go, High Flying versus Venom, as the crowd is watching. Ooh, High Flying hit the wall right there. So did Venom. Both hit the wall coming out of Thunder Alley. Here we go into the turn. Both went. Oh, Venom cut nice and short. Ooh, hit the wall right there. It's a close race right there. Nice close race it was. But here we go with the times. It's a 13.25 for Venom, and High Flying got a 13.20. Not good times at all. Very bad near the bottom of the pack. But hey, High Flying has the satisfaction. Hey, my first race, I won. Now let's see how it does in the championship. Maybe it can get its actual official win. Alright, now next up is Stinger going up against Polar Storm. Stinger was in the championship and made its debut there in 2015. Polar Storm has never competed in the championship. We'll see how they do out here tonight. And here we go. Down in Thunder Alley they go. Nice speed as they come out. They're nearly even. Here we go into the turn, see how they handle. Both handled pretty well. Ooh, Stinger hit the wall right there. That's going to hurt as Polar Storm got the win. Ooh, Polar Storm spun a little bit, but the time's a 13.24 for Stinger, a 12.96 for Polar Storm. Polar Storm had a really good time, actually. It's still in the top part. Stinger, though, had a very bad time right there. Hit the wall right there, and that cost it. Big, nice performance, though, for Polar Storm. And now up is our next big matchup, our only other big one left, as it's Eruption going up against Impala. Impala, remember, 2011 racing runner-up. Eruption, though, the only truck in MTWS history that's been the #1 qualifier twice in 2012 and 2014. Could it go for a record 3? It's going to have to beat a former racing champion Nitro, though, so we'll see how it does. Here we go, our last big matchup of qualifying. Here we go, big matchup, Eruption versus Impala, down Thunder Alley, dead even. Here we go into the turns. Let's see how they handle it. As here we go, really good turns by both of them right there. They are dead. Oh, Impala up beside the hill. Oh, that could hurt as Eruption got the win. As here we go, it's a 12.79 for Eruption, a 12.84 for Impala. That did hurt Impala going up the hill right there. But still not a bad time per se. Eruption, a really good time. That's 4th place right now, so how about that? Good run by Eruption, but just not enough to get the win. Alright, now for our next matchup. Bone Crusher going up against Crush and Run. Crush and Run, the 2014 racing champion. Has done solid in qualifying, but just never could get a really, really good time. Maybe this year could finally be a difference? We're going to find out as here we go. And of course, Crush and Run's got to beat its arch rival Nitro for #1 time. As here we go. Bone Crusher and Crush Run. Crush and Run caught really close to the wall. Here we go. Down Thunder Alley. Into the turn. Here we go. Good turn by Crush and Run. Went off the side a little bit. That could hurt. And up and over the hill. Looked like Crush and Run got the win. But here we go. It's a 12.80 for Crush and Run. A 12.87 for Bone Crusher. That's actually a really good time. Holy shit. Really good time by Crush and Run, too. That's 5th place, but still not enough to take on Nitros. No one's beaten that time yet. Alrighty, now, here we go. As it's next up, it's going to be Stalker versus Patriot. Patriot, another very good racer, but just never historically did good in the championship, especially when it came to racing. Stalker competing in the championship for the first time ever. Can't wait to see how it does. And this is the last truck that has a real shot to beat Nitro's time. Anyone that does it after us is going to be a stunner. As here we go down Thunder Alley, Patriot close to the wall. So here we go into the turns. As Patriot caught a little wide right there. Almost up the side of the hill as Patriot will get the win, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. As here come the times. It's a 12.92 for Patriot and a 13.21 for Stalker. Not a good time there by Patriot. Not a good time for Stalker either. But with that, there's only 4 trucks left. None of them are really good at racing. So if any of them are going to beat Nitro, it's going to be a stunning upset. So Nitro can sit comfortable thinking of the #1 qualifier unless something unbelievable happens. Alright, now for our next matchup is Destroyer going up against Damage Control. Damage Control has never competed in a championship before. Destroyer missed the last one in 2015. Had to settle with the Runners-Up Cup. Let's see how it does here. And here we go, Destroyer versus Damage Control. Down Thunder Alley, pretty even. Look like Damage Control might have the slight lead. Here we go into the turn though. As both of them didn't really have a good turn. But Damage Control actually beat Destroyer. Now that's stunning. As here we go, a 12.87 for Damage Control, a 13.14 for Destroyer. Wow! Damage Control put up a really good time, surprisingly. Holy shit, Destroyer had a bad time. That was surprising. Wow, this event's full of surprises tonight. Alright, now here we go. Our final qualifying matchup, Predator versus the Monster Razor. Regular trucks that appear in the championship, except Predator, who didn't make it last time in 2015. This is it. The time to beat still is Nitro's 12.69. Could these trucks do it? If they do, I'll be stunned. So here we go, the final matchup of qualifying. As here we go, down Thunder Alley as they go into it. The Monster Razor almost hit the wall. Predator looked like it almost did too. Here we go into the turns. The sign factor is both went kind of wide. Predator even more so. And it's going to be the Monster Razor with the win. As here come the times. It's a 13.44 for Predator. That's the worst of the night so far. And the Monster Razor not much better, 13.24. Both of them had really bad qualifying times. But with that, qualifying is now over. And Nitro, with a time of 12.69, is the 2020 MTWS Championship #1 qualifier. It got its first #1 qualifier since, remember, Anaheim last March of 2019. And Nitro has just became the only other truck other than Eruption to get the #1 qualifier in the championship twice. Eruption got twice in 2012 and 2014. Nitro got it in 2010 and now 2020. 10 years later, after it won its racing title, it did it again. Oh boy, the nostalgia Nitro had from 10 years ago when it won its only racing championship. And of course got the #1 qualifier. Remember, almost swept that night. That's some good momentum, baby. Possibly go into the championship, maybe go for title number 3 or number 4, maybe. I guess we'll have to find out. But of course, remember, the #1 qualifier has a huge pressure on their shoulders because other than Eruption in 2014, they were either one and done or they won the championship. In Nitro's case in 2010, it was those few trucks that won the championship as #1 qualifier. But that's still a lot of pressure on its back, especially since who knows how the bracket's going to be. We saw how bad Blood Rage and Thunderbolt did. So that could really mess up the bracket possibly a lot. So we're going to have to keep that all in mind. So let's take a look at the qualifying times. Alright, as we take a look at the track, here are the times. As we see, Nitro, the #1 qualifier with 12.69. Shatter, surprisingly, number 2 at 12.73. Oh my god, Flying Falcon, that was a stunning surprise. Flying Falcon third with a 12.78. Eruption at 12.79. Crush and Run 12.80. Crazy Bull with 12.81. Wild Ride 12.81. Outlaw 12.81. Impala 12.81. A lot of the top 8 trucks really good, not surprised at all, except Flying Falcon. Bone Crusher surprisingly 12.87. Same goes for Damage Control at 12.87. Power Forward 12.92. Fireball 12.92. Patriot 12.92. 12.94. Polar Storm 12.96. Shadowrun 12.97. Mad Dog 12.99. Crasher 13.02. And then Madness 13.03 to wrap up the top half of the bracket. And then the second half of the bracket, as it's topsy-turvy with a 13.03, Daisy Chain 13.07, Total Chaos 13.07, Blood Rage surprising 13.08, Thunderbolt even worse 13.12, Crusher 13.12, Destroyer 13.14, Prowler 13.16, Outrage 13.20, High Flying 13.20, Night Stalker 13.21, Stinger 13.24, the Monster Razor 13.24, Venom 13.25, Reckless Intent 13.29, Bling 13.33, Locomotion 13.33, War Machine 13.36, Ye Plunder 13.42, and Predator of 13.44 to wrap up qualifying. So, the bracket has been decided. Qualifying's done, as the bracket is now set, as I'm about to reveal it. Of course, remember, 40 truck bracket. So the top 8 have to wait to find out who they're going to face in round 1. Then the next 16 already are going to be matched up in round 2. So the top 24 trucks automatically are into round 2 with a bye. And then the bottom 16 have to go off face each other in round 1 to move on to the next round. As remember, there are 6 rounds of race, I believe it was. Round 1, round 2, round 3, quarterfinals, semifinals, and then the championship. So now the moment we're waiting for. Here it is. The bracket for the 2020 MTWS Championship racing part. And here it is, as is now phasing in, as this bracket is insane. As we're going to start off with round 1, as it'll be Thunderbolt going up against Predator. Whoever wins will face Nitro. Ugh, that's going to be tough for Thunderbolt. Of course, tough for Nitro too. Then it'll be Stinger versus the Monster Razor. Whoever wins will face Outlaw. Then Outrage versus Bling. Whoever wins will face Crush and Run. Then Prowler versus Locomotion. Whoever wins will face Eruption. And on the other side of the bracket, it will be War Machine versus Destroyer. Whoever wins will face Flying Falcon. Then High Flying, its first event, race is going against Reckless Intent. Whoever wins will face Crazy Bull. Then Night Stalker versus Venom. Whoever wins will face Wild Ride. And then Crusher versus Ye Plunder to wrap up round 1. Whoever wins will face Shatter. Then, round 2, it will be Nitro going up against either Thunderbolt or Predator. Polar Storm versus Blood Rage. Outlaw going up against either Stinger or the Monster Razor. Impala versus Shadowrun. Crazy going up against either Outrage or Bling. Power Forward versus Madness. Eruption versus Prowler or Locomotion. And then Fireball versus Topsy Turvy. And on the other side of the bracket, it'll be Flying Falcon versus Destroyer or War Machine. Patriot versus Total Chaos. Crazy Bull versus High Flying or Reckless Intent. Damage Control versus Crasher, Wild Ride versus Night Stalker or Venom, Bone Crusher versus Mad Dog, Shatter versus Crusher or Ye Plunder, and then finally Crazy going up against Daisy Chain. These are the matchups for the 2020 MTWS Championship. Oh my god, this is going to be crazy. And of course, we got give one more congratulations to Nitro. Nitro, I mean, for 2009 it was Thunderbolt, 2010 Nitro, 2011 Blood Rage, 2012, and then 2014 Eruption, 2015 Outlaw, and now 2020 Nitro. But Nitro, for it to make it to the championship, it's going to be a long struggle, as it might have to face Thunderbolt in round 2, then it might face Blood Rage in round 3, then you got, pick your poison, Outlaw, Impala in the quarterfinals, and then possibly in the semifinals, Crush and Run, Power Forward, Eruption, Fireball. And then if you make it to the finals, you got to possibly face Patriot, Crazy Bull, Wild Ride, Mad Dog, Shatter. You got a lot of competitors out there. They're going to give Nitro and everyone else hell to get their another racing title. But we'll see what happens soon when the MTWS 2020 MTWS Championship happens. And of course, the bracket for this will be on challenge too, and I'm going to do the exact challenge that I did for the 2019 Las Vegas event, where you put your bracket up of what you think racing is going to be. I'm going to do mine myself later on, and after the event, after racing, whoever was the most accurate will get a shutout. So put your brackets, who you think is going to win, as the link will be in the not description, the top comment of this video. And remember, you have to send me a screenshot of what your bracket will be to me on Discord. Otherwise, I'm not going to count it. You have to send it to me for it to count for the competition. So, racing is now set. Congratulations, Nitro, for being the #1 qualifier. But that's not going to secure anything for it. It's got a long, long, long road to go, along with the 39 other trucks. So, sometime in the future, this fall or winter of 2020, the 2020 MTWS event will happen here at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. So it's going to come down to this. Will Outlaw defend its racing title? Will Impala defend its freestyle title? Will Nitro go the way of being one and done? Or will it go all the way to win its second racing title? Or will any of the 37 other trucks clinch a title? We'll have to find out. So, see you guys sometime in the future for the 2020 MTWS Championship. I gotta still film it all, and once it's all done, we'll finally decide on a date of when it's gonna happen. But, get ready, as this is the first championship in 5 years. I am looking forward to this, and hoping in this show, when it happens, will be crazy. So, be on the lookout for the 2020 MTWS Championship coming soon. Most likely being sometime in November at the earliest, because it takes usually a month to film these whole entire events. So we'll see. But keep an eye out for the 2020 MTWS Championship coming soon.